What's up guys, Jonathan here, and today I have another ranked gameplay. We're playing as Cho, and this is a 5-star gameplay. I'm playing with Lancelot, Zilong, Johnson, and Kagura, and we seem to have met the enemy squad from Malaysia, I guess. I'm not totally sure because at this point I'm not entirely sure of this squad. I have not actually seen this squad before or heard of this squad. So yeah, let's get on with the gameplay. Let's talk about team composition. Our team has one main tank, Johnson. We have two fighters, Cho and Zilong. We have an assassin, Lancelot, as well as a mage, Kagura. Enemy team has a tank, Lolita, one fighter, Alpha, two assassins, Gujan and Hayabusa, as well as a mage, Vixana. In terms of composition wise, our team seems to have a balanced composition, especially when it comes to late game, because we have a team that can push as well as deal damage. But of course, the early game, the enemy team has a bigger advantage because Zilong is not very strong in terms of damage in the early game, especially if you want him to enter team fights in the early game. As you can see, Zilong is trying to engage right now. Even though he loses Inspire, the amount of damage that Zilong can offer in the early game is just abysmal. So we weren't able to do much other than get Alpha to recall. At this point now, the enemy has engaged onto our top lane, and there's some mad shit going on, especially with Alpha joining in. I'm too far out to help them. I decided to, in terms of tower push, I guess I decided that we should protect our tower first. You can win the team fight, but you can lose a few towers, which might not be a good thing. So we decided to go and clear out the wave at the bottom together with Zilong. And here the enemy team have expertly good engage into Zilong. And as you can see, Zilong is really squishy in the early game, and can do some really damage is really weak for Zilong in the early game, so it's really very difficult for us, especially if the enemy decides to engage. And at this point, what you will notice is Kagura is disconnected. It's just standing there. Then this Vixana just showing no respect, trying to get all the damage in as possible. Yeah, I'm just waiting around because Johnson is recalling and he has ultimate, so let's just combo with him because we are slightly behind in terms of farm as well as in terms of kills, so we just want to see if we can patch out on anything. I managed to catch Vixana. Petrify is definitely not needed at the point, but it's okay. And after I died, I didn't have to stay at top to clear lane first. What a lot of people don't realize is, so what if you rotate and win fights, because other people can just clear lane. So you just do just that. That's last engage of the Alpha. And again, at least I just stick out, and you just see that crazy combo to Gujan because Gujan didn't die early on. And you're gonna lose. And I'm in a sticky situation. And enemy team is just beating us in this engagement. Not that the enemy team is good, Just saying, it's just that combo is really strong, and somehow we are unfortunate enough that Kagura was disconnected for a little while. But at this point, as probably if you have watched my previous video, all you do is to play calm, focus on your farm if possible, and you eventually win the late game, considering the team comp, because our win condition is the late game. What we do have is Johnson, who can help us to stop this crazy early game destruction, which should be effective for us.
Turtle resurrecting soon.
And we saw that enemy team has engaged on the top. We felt that we should be okay taking a turret at the point because they have invested quite a lot of people there. It turns out that wasn't good enough. And unable to get a turtle, we lost a turtle. And Hayabusa as well as Alpha managed a good engage on us. We barely managed to make it alive. But of course, what you realize is, it doesn't matter if we lost that run, we immediately go back to farm because that's what we want to do. Some stuff going on in ball lane. I'm not gonna go down on my own, which is why I'm waiting for my team. That's what can a lone troll do other than kick people in the tower. But of course, if the enemies are stupid enough, you can kill in the tower. But most of the time, it's not really gonna happen. You need a proper setup with some other people. And full on engage has happened onto our tank. And here we are engaging in a 3v1 situation. Vexana lands an ultimate. I'm sorry. Land her first kill from the bush, and that was a crazy amount of damage. That's why it's being pursued right now. We managed to shake it off a little bit, but Gujan has appeared. And Lancelot is on a wild run away from Gujan. Johnson is driving in, trying to help. But then Hayabusa appeared, and Lancelot eventually died. So in the analysis after this game, I was thinking, even though we were thinking to ourselves, what actually went wrong early on which caused us to lose so badly? Because one of the things was our team composition. Because our team composition lacked a lot more team fight potential in the early game. We lacked a lot more on farm. And an engage has occurred. Trying to engage the alpha, somehow managed to do it finally. And finally he died after a crazy attempt. Then we realized that Hayabusa is pushing him down there. And some crazy fight going on that caused quite a lot of people to die. And Lancelot managed to clean it all up while I went down to defend bottom lane. So that's what I was saying. When I did a replay of this, or should I say, match analysis of this, I was thinking, so what went wrong this game? So one of those things that went wrong, which gave us a difficult start, was that the enemy had more early game damage. They were able to engage better. So even though I was able to peel sometimes the early game damage just too much. Maybe too little, too late. Another thing is the enemy team has really crazy combos in terms of their composition. They managed to put in a couple of burst heroes, as well as good CC heroes like Vexana, as well as Alpha and Lolita, they all can deal significant amounts of damage as well as offer some CC, which made it easy for them to engage onto us and win the engagement, even if it was just a skirmish of some sort. Not interested in kicking Lolita at this point, because as I mentioned, if you are behind, you have a little bit less leeway on who you can engage on. But of course, what happens is our teams engage him. So I decided to kick Lolita. Gujon has dived onto our tower, so leverage for us to earn that free kill onto Gujon. And managed to knock out this Hayabusa. And Zilong managed to kick, or should I say flip Hayabusa, while he's attacking the tower. And through sheer power, we managed to secure 2 kills without anyone going down. At this point, Lancelot is attempting to take Lord, and there's an Alpha who is poking around, hoping to get some stuff done. So he has to come over right now and try to drive him away if possible. And this will be time for us to engage. And Alpha managed to dive away. But of course, our priority is still onto the main damage dealer, so just going to focus onto Alpha. And with the help of Kagura, we managed to get a pretty nice kill. Gujon has come over right now. He managed to kill Lolita for a stun. Lancelot finally managed to get a kill. We managed a pretty clean team fight, even though we were actually behind early on. We managed to fight it off with good positioning, as well as good tire prioritization, which allowed us to gain the advantage. At this point, we have the Lord advantage, but most of our teammates have just respawned, so we are not intending to do anything extreme yet until teammates arrive. So at this point, I'm just wondering why Johnson was driving around. But okay, sure, that's not my discretion. Johnson probably could have saved his ultimate a little bit, and we could have found a better engagement. Let's see. Hayabusa used ultimate, but he's already dash back. Here I somehow kicked Lolita because I was thinking Hayabusa was still there. So it's unfortunate, it's a waste of an ultimate. I have to wait a little bit more, about 10 more seconds before it's available again. Alpha is engaged. Lolita is using ultimate flicker, but that was a brainless flicker. Johnson was caught a little bit under the tower. He can't do much because I'm not in the best position. Managed to kick Lolita, of all people, I had to kick Lolita. Damn. Anyway, Hayabusa jumped right in. And while all that mad action was going on, Zilong was pushing. But of course, it's gonna find it difficult for him to escape because there's Gujon's crazy chasing abilities as well as sheer magic damage. Of course, Lancelot and Kagura eventually managed to kill onto Gujon, and we managed some pretty serious tower damage. And we pushed pretty far while that crazy fight was going on. Johnson jumped right in. I have to join in with my ultimate to ensure I get a kill onto Hayabusa. Alpha is still here. He just managed, then he decided to leave, of course. And the fight is still continuing. I need to get some regen first because I don't want to die, which would be a horrible thing. And then here, at the right time, I managed to kick Alpha, which allowed us to kill Alpha and solve a lot of our problems. At this point, while we're engaging, Zilong is just pushing. Gujon has jumped right in, unable to engage on Gujon because he's too far in the tower. It looks like he's going to engage again, and it's my time to engage back. With the proper positioning by Lancelot, and with the help of my ultimate, we managed to get a kill onto Gujon. So you can eventually realize that enemy team is really a bit frustrated at this point. They were thinking that, well, we really won the early game, how come we can't win this? Well, they got really too frustrated, and they just decided to engage blindly, which was kind of shown just now. It's like, and because of that, they were losing this later stage of the game. And then while that was going on, because the enemy team didn't have a decisive, let's just say decisive team fight, Zilong was able to push. And this is what I really like to mention, is called poking at the choke or something. It's a term used in some FPS games, team-based FPS games, I believe. I think I used it in Overwatch when I was still playing Overwatch a bit, where you say poking a choke occurs very often solo queue and whatnot. And you just and in mobile terms, for Mobile Legends, you're just I don't know how many people, like 5-on-5. You just spamming your skills or basic attacks at each other at the inhibitor towers or some other towers. It's like you don't dare to engage fully, but you're just staying there, spamming your skills at each other, so each other's health gets go down, and that's like really ineffective, which was quite a big mistake that enemy team did at the end, which allowed Zilong to maximize his full pushing potential. We might be lacking in terms of damage in the early game, but we make it up for it. We make up for it in terms of the late game damage from Zilong, as well as his pushing ability throughout the game, which eventually led us to win this game, even though it was a really tumultuous one. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Chang as well signing off. I'll see you guys next time.